The Heilpern Show. Sponsored by Step Finance, your go-to DeFi portfolio manager on Solana. Luno, if you're just getting into Bitcoin, it's the perfect place to start. Hey guys, and welcome back to the Heilpern Show. It's going to be another interesting conversation, all about crypto this time, and we're going to learn a lot. Are we in a bear market? I don't know yet, so let's find out. But before we jump in, this particular podcast, as you know, is sponsored by BlockFi. You can actually get around $250 when you sign up and deposit money with them. So I use them and I really enjoy it. The link, if you want to join, is in the description and in the comment section. So check that out. And it's also powered by Icon Plus Capital, the VC firm. So definitely check them out as well. So joining me today is somebody who kind of just came on the scene out of nowhere. I'm super excited to learn about him. It is cousin Crypt0, Josh. What's up?
What's up? Thank you for having me.
Yeah, it's good to meet you. I feel like we connected a while ago, but I've never been able to know who you are or learn about you. So how are you doing?
I'm doing good. Can't complain. Actually, I can complain a little bit. The market, it's not great, but we'll get there.
Yeah, I'm hoping so. So you kind of popped out of nowhere. That TikTok video came online. Yeah. I don't think you even had a Twitter, did you, at the time?
Nope, didn't have a Twitter, but I saw my opportunity and I capitalized on that.
That's great.
Yeah, so I was just, I was in college, I was at university at the time. I was at Arizona State and I really enjoyed it, but I just didn't really enjoy the whole school aspect of it, which wasn't great, like the academic aspect. I felt like, you were kind of in a system that didn't reward creativity. And it just wasn't for me. So I was looking for another way out. And I knew going into college, it was not going to be a 4-year thing. But I didn't have a backup plan at the time. So, I was doing crypto, but obviously, 2018, 2019, that wasn't looking like a way out. So I started doing TikTok and I said to my friends, I'm going to start dieting. I'm going to lose a bunch of weight and I'm going to give out workout advice and I'm going to pop off because of it. A lot of my friends laughed at me, I didn't even have TikTok downloaded. So I just started doing that, exactly that. Started posting workout advice, dieting, supplements, all that good stuff. One day someone asked me, where do you get your money? And this is when crypto had kind of started, going off again. Solana was one of my early trades, and that started really moving. So I just made a video, and at the time I was living in a frat house, so people found that amusing too. And I just made, a shirtless video explaining, I'm in crypto, I do this, I do that. That got thrown up on Twitter. And immediately I was like, okay, well, this is getting views. I'm going to make a Twitter account real quick, pump out a couple videos. We'll see how I do, go from there. And it really, just snowballed, kind of just took the momentum from there.
Yeah, I remember everyone was just like, who is this guy? Why doesn't he have Twitter? So you made yourself a Twitter account. Okay, so you were in college, first or second or third or fourth year. Where were you?
So I was a sophomore. I was my first semester sophomore year.
What is that? Second year? I'm English.
Second year.
Sophomore year, second year. Okay, and why did you, I don't understand. You said that you felt there was a disconnect with the system. You felt like university or college wasn't the way to go. Talk to me about that.
Well, for example, in the States, Arizona State, and it's not one of the more expensive universities, without a scholarship and being out of state, it's $50,000 a year, which it's a lot of money. And so my classes, the first entire year, I was a business major, business entrepreneurship, which again, I feel like is a problem because entrepreneurship is not something you can really teach. It's something that you're kind of born with. At least that's my view. So I was taking business entrepreneurship, and out of my 6 classes, I had one business class, which was once a week for 40 minutes. And then I had one CIS class, which was Microsoft Excel, which was decent as well. That was for 1 hour twice a week. The rest of my classes were nothing to do with business. I took gender studies, stress management.
You took gender studies? Wait,
sociology, like a complete random group of stuff.
Wait, what is gender studies?
I honestly couldn't tell you. I didn't learn much, but it's kind of just one of those classes where you just got to sit there and you blink and it's over, and it's just like, what did I learn? So that was kind of my whole views. I was like, I'm not paying $50,000 a year to do this. And a lot of kids are okay with it because growing up, in the States, the drinking age is 21. And if you have strict parents who don't let you go out, don't let you drink during high school, you only get that freedom when you get to college. So they're okay with, pissing away 50 grand a semester because it's the first time they've had freedom. And, while partying and everything, especially Arizona State being known for it, is fun. Like, I wanted to set up my life. That's more important for me. I'd rather get myself set up now and be able to be financially set when I'm younger. I don't want to be 60 years old on the golf course with my boys. Like, I'm already old. I've already got one foot in the grave. So I want to set myself up now. So, hopefully early 30s, I'm doing that kind of stuff.
I'm just like gobsmacked at the whole gender studies thing. That's insane because in England, it's not like that. Like in England, when you study something at university, like you study that.
Yeah,
We
I
don't
mean,
study anything else.
it's crazy. And so like what you have here is you have community college, which a lot of kids do for the first 2 years, which I would honestly, if I had it back again, it would definitely be worth it because those first 2 years here, you don't really study your actual major. It's only when you get to your third and fourth year do they narrow it down. And it's just like, same thing. Like I'm like learning like calculus and stuff, which again, math has never been my strong point. And even to this day, in the industry that I'm in, everyone's like, oh, bro, how do you get the code? I still don't, you don't need to know that kind of stuff, in my opinion. I've never really used that stuff in my life.
Yeah.
And I couldn't justify paying that amount of money. And then, like you said, on top of that, it's not like you're learning anything that you're going to take into the real world. So I was just like, I cannot believe that I'm paying this amount of money, getting this out of it. And on top of it, it is taking away 4 years of your life. And it's 4 years when, you're 18 to 22. That's when you got the most energy, the most fire. That's when you're going to be, the most productive. So I was just like, I can't do this. And, there's plenty of examples of people that have gone to university, become successful, people that have dropped out. So for me, it's just, I'm not like anti college. For some people, they need it. They cannot survive on their own. They need to be told what to do, when to do it. And for those people, go ahead, do it. And you can stay in the rat race, get a 9 to 5. But that was another thing. Like, I don't like kissing off. So like, I don't want to have a boss that I have to, kiss his ass to climb up the ranks, do this, do that. So I just immediately, I was like, when I saw my opportunity, I was like, I'm out. And I'll never forget the day I was asked, I was picked on in class to like speak about our chapter that we read the night before. I hadn't read the chapter the night before. So it was, I just came up on screen. I was like, you know what? This has been great. It's been real. I don't think it's for me though. And dropped out right there and then. But like I said, like I knew going into it, college was not going to be for me, but I didn't have a backup plan. And like that would be my advice. You need to have a backup plan. A lot of people will drop out without a set plan. And that's a problem because, now you have no degree, you have no direction going forward. You got to have one or the other.
Yeah, I think loads of people go to university because they don't know what they want to do. So like there's obviously the partying and the drinking, but it's also a way to procrastinate adulthood.
100%.
So what happened? You dropped out. You obviously had you blown up on TikTok because of fitness by that point?
Yeah, so I was just posting like fitness stuff, and again, pretty much in every industry that I've learned now, any industry on the planet, there's a lot of bullshit and a lot of lies to it. So same thing with the fitness industry. I just kept it real from the start, and I didn't bullshit. In crypto, how you have people promoting, shit coins or undisclosed promos. The fitness industry, you have people that'll take anabolic steroids, say that they're natural athletes, then promote a protein or pre-workout, say that this is, I take this and this is why I look like X. And then people go out and buy that, and that's, scamming. So, I just kept it real. Same thing with fitness. Started popping off on there, but the money was decent, but not nearly enough to like drop out of school. Again, if I was dropping out, I want to make sure that I'm set up at least for the next 5 to 10 years because I don't have a degree. I don't have a business. So if shit hits the fan, I need to be okay. And fitness it wasn't enough money. But then, when crypto and everything started going off at the same time, it was kind of just both of them merged together. And I was like, all right, well, now I have TikTok, I have fitness. If that doesn't work, I have crypto. it's kind of enough for me to just pull out. And even like the fitness, like I stopped for a little, just because TikTok is the worst platform for me personally. I don't know what their
Why?
beef is with me. It's just
Oh, it's
any video that I post. So like if I post a shirtless video, which was like my thing, it now gets taken down for minor safety, even though I'm 21 years old. A
yeah.
lot of them, it's just like it'll get flagged or it'll get shadow banned. If you're a new creator looking to start out, I mean, TikTok can really change your life. It did. It changed mine in a matter of months. I mean, within 1 month, like I had 10,000 followers. The next month, I had 30. I remember I got banned at 30,000 followers and I almost gave up. I was like, damn, I just put in so much work. Like, I'm done with this.
Yeah,
Thank
it's hard.
goodness I didn't, because again, all this crypto and stuff, I would have been fine without social media. But I'm sure, as you know, like being an influencer in the crypto space as well opens up huge doors, huge connections. And you definitely profit a lot more. So it's like TikTok really just from like posting like garage workout videos, like me just in my frat house in Arizona. I woke up one day and I was like, I've had enough of this, because I also used to drink quite a bit. South African culture, it's not something I'm proud of, but I did, and it obviously packed on the weight. So I kind of just one day during quarantine, it's really easy to get, slip. You can go. There's a lot of people that choose the path. All right, I'm going to better myself. I'm going to get healthy. I'm going to get fit. But during a time like COVID and quarantine, it's very easy to go the other way of, okay, I'm just going to sit on the couch, drink,
Yeah.
all that. And that was kind of the road that I took at first. And then, just one day woke up and like, I always, people ask me like how I do it. And it's like, you got to want it bad enough. Like there was a time like I've only just got back and working out and stuff like the last month and a half. Prior to that, like the last 6 months, I completely stopped because like I got comfortable with the money and stuff that I'd made in crypto. And I thought that was all that I needed, which was just not true. Like I watched my mental health slip and everything. But yeah, it's been crazy the last few months. And TikTok really just like that decision one day waking up, and especially at my age, like my group of friends, TikTok was something we made fun of. And it was an app that none of us had. And it was like a huge risk for me, like personally taking it. Like I took a lot of shit at the beginning. But again, the career that you can build yourself with it is unbelievable. And just, I'm living proof. I started off with fitness. I was never a bodybuilder before this. Before I started working out, over quarantine and TikTok and stuff, I'd worked out maybe like 1-2 months at a time with my friends in high school at the gym, that kind of stuff, never dieted or anything. Within a few months, like I was this signed athlete with Steel. I was their second highest paying athlete, giving out advice, doing all this stuff. People were benefiting from it. And I think that was the craziest thing for me. I never in my life like expected to inspire people or like help people. And I just know from being a fat kid how shitty that is. And like losing weight is the greatest feeling on the planet. And when I had a bunch of, little kids in my DMs being like, yo, bro, you've essentially like changed my life, like this and that. I had a kid in the gym the other day come up to me and told me like, he was like kind of like shaking. And he's like, oh, bro, you're the reason I started working out. And for me, like that's such a cool thing because, working out and fitness is something that can be a part of your life for the rest of your life. And it's going to change you for the positive. So yeah, just like a word of advice, like if you're out there and like tired of like doing, 9 to 5 and this and that, start a TikTok. Like it is that easy. People like to overcomplicate that shit. I got my main account taken down. I restarted up a second one, which I don't really post on because it's flagged and, most of them get taken down, but I ran up like 150,000 like followers on that one in a couple of months too. It's very doable. And the crazy part about it is you can post content that you like and like content that you're interested. So I think that's what's really cool about it though. But yeah.
That's amazing. I really commend you for just turning your life around. So many people just play victim, especially during quarantine. I mean, I've seen, you'll see this as well. Like I've seen, my friends go from university and, we're now like in our 20s, mid 20s, and like they're not doing anything. Nobody's doing anything and they're just wasting away in quarantine. And it's so crazy to see. So yeah, I really commend you for just creating a life that you love. I think that's amazing. Not enough people do it. They just play victim.
Thank you. Yeah.
But like, so how did you start making money with crypto? What did you do? What was the beginning?
So the very beginning, so I first started looking at this stuff at like the end of 2016. I was 16
Oh,
years
okay.
old. I'm 21 now. And so like 2017 was when I really started putting money in. And obviously like I got fucked up. Like I lost a lot of money. Like
Did you buy it top?
I bought like Dragon Chain.
Oh,
Vertcoin was
yeah.
like one of like my first purchases. What was that? It was when like ICOs and stuff were popping with Ian Bellina. And there was that one
Mm.
that came out. I forget the name. It launched on Binance. Um, Everyone is talking about how it's going to be the next big thing. Same as Dragon Chain. Oh, Disney partnerships, this and that. Went all in, just got absolutely murked. But then at the same time, I was at the 2017 conference in Miami, and that's where I had this friend, one of my dad's close friends, so like a family friend of ours. He got into crypto real early, and he at one point had the largest mine in North America, like a big baller. This
Oh,
dude,
wow.
yeah, this dude had money. And so he flew from South Africa for the conference, and he knew Charlie Shrem, and
Mhm.
he introduced me to Charlie, and we went out and we had like some drinks and stuff. And Charlie, like, you would look at Charlie and you'd think, oh, like this guy's just a computer dude. He
Yeah.
knows how to get on it. Charlie knows how to get after it. So I had like a lot of fun with them. And Charlie actually ended up offering me like an internship in Florida with him. So in 2018, when it was my summer, because I was still in high school, I flew over there and I interned with him for a bit. That was when, again, like ICOs and everything with Ian Bellina, like had still been popping off, all that. That was when I came across Solana and I found it like ICO, like, cause that was what I was looking at was ICOs. Like I really wanted to get into those. And so Solana came across, like, I was like, oh, this looks wet. And so, like, obviously I was there with Charlie and all them. And like, I asked them and they were like, oh yeah, this does, like, if it can do what it promises, like this is going to be a hit. And so I obviously could not get pre-sale because I was like a little kid. They weren't giving me pre-sale, so I had to buy it, after it launched and everything. It obviously that was like peak bear market, and so like for a year, felt like multiple years, we just went sideways. Didn't really make any money, and not that I lost interest, but I was like, there's just no point in checking my
It's hard.
portfolio anymore. So
Yeah.
I just stopped looking at it, and I feel like that's a key that a lot of people miss is that you just got to put it away, buy shit that you like, fundamentally you believe in it, you see it being here in a few years, and just put it away. And so I did that. And then, when was it? Like maybe like beginning of like 2020 or like towards the end of 2020 was when it really started going. And again, being around from 2017, I was not going to just watch my bags come back this time. Like there's absolutely no way I was going to let that happen. So I started making money from crypto around then. And again, my parents at that point was still paying for me and stuff. I was still, like a kid. But once I started making money from crypto, which was actually like one of like the best feelings ever, like I could go like completely independent and like everything was like mine. Like I supported me, like, groceries, like it's a small thing, but like even just like going to get groceries and like I
Yeah.
can buy whatever I want and it's all my money. Like that was cool. So yeah, then that, and then honestly, like, a lot of the money that I made too was just from staking because I've just been staking my stuff for so long. And then I kind of just will, sell my rewards as profit, take that as passive income, and then try and hold the majority of stuff as long as possible. So like Solana, obviously, I ended up holding like that was for multiple years. Because obviously, when you're holding it, for over a year, long-term capital gains comes into play, which is like, you're paying half of your tax now. So that was where when I really started making the money. And then also like from TikTok, like the money that I had made from the fitness industry, just from like protein codes, like supplements, like, I had a discount code for a clothing company. I took all of that as well and put that in the crypto. And the majority of it, I will buy and I'll try and hold it for at least 3 months.
Yeah.
Carti was like another early one that I just bought and held for years. VeChain, same thing. And
Mm.
people think this stuff is easy, but it's
It's not.
not. Like it's not. You just gotta buy it, and it's so simple. Buy, low, hold it, you sell high. That is all there is to it, but it is so much deeper than that. You know, you got to hold, like today's, you know, days like the other day where we're down 40, 30%. It's hard. It's not that easy.
But you have to know what to buy, right?
100%.
And you got the wrong stuff the first time around. You seem to have gotten the right stuff this time around. You know what you're staking. So how do you navigate everything that there is out there? I mean, even I find it so hard to know, like what is a good project and what's not. So how do you start?
So step one that I've actually that was kind of like a hard like pill to swallow that took me a while to understand is, and including myself, don't listen to influencers.
Mm,
Influencers, 9 times out of 10, the majority of them are pushing stuff, for their benefits. And there's, in my opinion, there's a reason there's a lot of people that are anonymous because they're doing things, that people they might not be comfortable doing with putting their face behind it.
that's a good
So
point.
step one would be, and there's obviously there's the exception. There's those couple influencers that have, crazy amounts of money, hundreds of millions, billions, that have been in since real early, and like they don't need to do that kind of stuff. They've earned a reputation. That's a little different. So I'd say that's number one. Just knock that out the park. You get rid of half of them real quick. Number two for me is the team. Because at the end of the day, no matter what the project is, no matter what the idea behind it is, the team is the one that's going to be executing it. And so ultimately, like, you're investing in the idea, but you're investing in the team. If they can't execute it, it doesn't matter how good of a project, how sick it is, it's just not going to happen. So I look at the team. And then number three for me, which I feel like it's been, people have looked at it recently, but like hype is a big one. Like there's a lot of good projects out there that have solid fundamentals, but they just don't know how to market. They don't spend
Yeah.
any money on marketing, which is a huge problem because everyone else is spending money on marketing. And they kind of just sit there. So there's plenty of them. I know, like, for example, H Bar is a project that I like, but like hasn't really done anything.
I
You
haven't heard
know,
of them.
yeah, so it's just like, so like a lot of people like think that I'm not like too big on it. I don't own any. But so the reason why I don't own any is because it's all over TikTok and everyone is like, yo, like this and that. But a lot of people like on TikTok prefer the technology over blockchain. So I don't know. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, there's a lot of projects out there that they tick all the boxes, but then when it comes to like social media, hype, all that stuff, they don't have it. And because they don't have that, their project kind of just like it sits in the dark. So it's the same way back, if Apple never marketed, if Amazon never had any advertisements, like it's the exact same thing. And that also scares me. Like if I'm looking at that, like as a 21-year-old college dropout, and I'm like, yo, you dudes need to get your name out there. You need to market. And they don't understand that as a project. I don't want to put my money there. And then the last thing that I look at, which again, I think a lot of people overlook, is they invest in a lot of shit that doesn't solve any problems. It's out there solving a problem that doesn't exist. It's,
Yeah.
why a big reason why I invested in Solana. ETH is fucked, it's clogged. The fees are crazy. So that's the main reason I went Solana, was because of that. They had a solid team. The hype at the time too, like it was one of the highest rated ICOs. Everyone was trying to get in on that. And then it was honestly perfect timing because the bear market hit. Everyone was too scared to buy. Went sideways for a bit and then went up. So that would be my last tip, is like make sure what you're investing in solves a problem. If it doesn't solve a problem, there's no use for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think you're right as well, especially about marketing. It's so important, even just like on an individual level. You can see people out there who are less intelligent than you, but are doing better than you. It's because they've been able to market themselves, present themselves in
Yep.
such a way which is so attractive to people. So, yeah, marketing is absolutely huge. But given how the market is right now, I'd love your thoughts. Are we in a bear market, bull market? Where do you stand?
So I get like all the time now, especially like with the way the market is, like people be commenting on my stuff like, yo, bro, is this a bear market, bull market? in my opinion, so like the way I look at it, like I don't look at this as like a monthly thing. You know, we'll be in a downtrend for a month. People be like, oh, it's a bear market, confirmed bear market. Like I'm not looking at that. You know, I'm looking at the bigger picture. You know, we've been in a clear uptrend now for a while. I don't think we're in a bear market, because you know, when we're talking bear market, we don't typically bounce for a couple years. You know, everything's down negative 90%. Like that's not the case right now. You know, you have all these institutions, like there's still a lot of FOMO on TikTok and stuff.
But do you think that's just because the market has evolved and it's not going to be the same type of bear market as 2018? Or do you think it's because we're just not in a bear market?
Yeah, so that was the other thing, is that's the other situation that I potentially see, is that we could be in a bear market, but like you say, the market's kind of evolved and it's not going to be these year-long bear markets. Maybe we just, 6 months, trade sideways, downwards action a little bit, then pop back up. But for me, I'm not 100% sure, whether we go into a multi-year bear market or, like you say, markets have evolved. So that's why I always practice buy fire stuff, fire fundamentals, and just hold it. And either way, you're going to win in a couple of years from now. So in my opinion, I don't know. And I think that people, it's so funny to me, like watching all of these people like be like, yeah, like, I'm certain of this, and that. You actually don't have any idea like what's going on, because at the end of the day, tomorrow, Russia could drop a bomb on Ukraine and it changes everything, So
it's so true. It's so true.
It's so funny for me to watch like all this. I'm just like, I've kind of like learned now just like sit back, because the outcome is inevitable. So like I said, once you've bought your stuff and you have your coins and you made your decision to get in, there's not really much else to do. And all this extra stress, like paying attention, all this, it's unnecessary. You don't need to do it, because again, you are not in control of the stuff. And it's the same thing when I'm not into American football at all, but all of my friends are. I watch them talk to each other like they are the coaches, and they are the ones that get to make the decisions on the field. Oh, we should have done this, we should have done that. I'm like, but you didn't, because you're not the coach. You can't do anything about it. And it's just like, it's just as funny for me to watch.
Yeah, no, I totally hear you. And you said all you're doing right now is you're holding your 5 coins. So what are those 5 coins? And
I was saying fire coins, like solid coins. My bad. So I've got a couple. I hold, so like I'm big on Woo Network right now. I know that Binance had, I think it was like 20 or 12 million, one of those numbers with the 2 in it. Like a few weeks ago, they invested. So I'm big on that. That's an exchange. And I know like a while ago, they were doing like more volume than Coinbase. I know that wasn't consistent, but it was there. So Woo Network, I'm big on. NFTB, NFT platform, same thing, backed by Binance Labs. They were an early investor. They're getting into like the gaming space too, which I also think is going to be huge. Like, and we can talk about that as well. But I think the gaming space in crypto is really early. So, Sol, I'm still holding.
You love Solana.
Yeah, I'm still holding some Solana. I did actually take a bunch of profit though at like 200, which it ended up being like I pretty much bought the bottom and sold the top, which is crazy because I've never done that before. So like, everyone, we talk about doing this stuff all the time, but very rarely do we do it. So that's been cool, but I'm still back holding a little bit there. And then, I had some Luna, which I sold because again, I can't. There's a guy on Twitter, Wizard. He tried to get me in on that early, and I didn't listen to him at like $4. Again, I put that money in Solana, so like, can you really be that mad?
No,
that's the other thing too.
Okay.
Like, everyone feels like they've missed out, but like time and time again, the Bored Apes, Punks, Solana, Matic, Axie Infinity, it's just showing that there's endless amounts of life-changing opportunities.
But you need to know about them, right? You need to know. You need to be able to spot them.
100%. And like NFTs, like I don't know what the fuck's going on with NFTs. People like asking me. I'm just like, I bought a bloody pudgy penguin for like 5 ETH. I'm getting offers for like 1 ETH. I'm done with that. So like I bought the top there and I was just like, what is this? So I feel like with the NFTs too, I think those are going to come crashing down so hard, like harder than the meme coins. Because I think it's like the same people that are just recycling them. You know what I mean? Like going from project to project. Eventually, like people are going to get tired, and you know, you're not going to have. I think NFTs, you know, the technology is the future, but not these profile photos left and right.
Yes.
You know, these are just like when you talk about putting, you know, information and stuff like putting paychecks as NFTs and, you know, having IDs as NFTs. That for me is the future, not not the profile pictures. And again, like Bored Ape and stuff, a little different, crazy community, but like a
Yes.
lot of them I think are going to crash and burn. But I agree, you have to know exactly what you're looking for. And again, with influencers, be careful, because when, you know, I see someone, so like for example, my boy FaZe Banks, like I'm a big fan of him. But whenever he like tweets about any NFT, posts it on his Instagram, anything, the floor goes crazy instantly. If you get in after the
That's
floor's gone
crazy.
crazy, you know, there's not new people buying that. You know, you've got
Yeah.
to be wary. But yeah,
Yeah, no, I
same
am.
thing with the coins. Got to know what to look for.
Yeah, no, I'm with you on NFTs. I think that it's definitely a bubble. There's definitely unnecessary hype, but the technology and the concept in terms of giving something a digital ID, authenticating it onto the blockchain, yeah, 100%. I mean, even art, like
Yep.
even just digital art, I totally see it. But I want to just like get your thoughts actually on TikTok, because you mentioned meme coins there, and meme coins were definitely the highlight of this bull market for me. But what was going on TikTok? Because like, wasn't TikTok pumping all these coins and it was kind of driving the market at some point? What
Yeah.
happened?
So again, like a lot of people don't understand like all these other, which just like it baffles me, because all these people that are doing this stuff are supposed to be like really intelligent. You know, they're supposed to be
Yes.
developers, all this stuff. All these people that ended up creating these random meme coins and stuff do not understand how this all started. And how it all started was one kid on TikTok made one video about SafeMoon and being like, yo, the tokens burn, this and that. That one video got 10 million views. He then
Why?
did it, just the TikTok algorithm, and it was when crypto. So that was like, you know, when crypto first kind of started going crazy, when we first were heading up to 60K. So that was when, you know, it kind of started going mainstream again for
Like
the first time in
March.
a while. Yeah. So like the first time it kind of started going crazy. So this dude was like, oh, meme coin, first one, it burns like this and that. And again, I'm not one, you know, to talk too much about it, but like the IQs on TikTok are very low. So it's these kids that are just, they don't understand market cap, anything, and they just hear these numbers and they're like, okay, bet. They are only putting in $200, $300, $400, $500. But when you get 10 million views on a video, if you even get a 1% conversion rate of that, you know, it's crazy. So this one kid posted that video. I mean, if he had played this right, you know, he would have made money for his kids.
Yeah.
I'm sure he made bread, but I don't think, you know, no one was expecting it to go the way it did. But he ended up
Right.
making one or two more follow-up videos, and it just went crazy. You then had all these other meme coins, and then, you know, Shiba went next and a few others. But then you had all these other meme coins trying to just do the exact same thing without that viral video. And I'm like, that's not how it works. You can't just create the, again, like, and it sucked too, like being half the reason, like why like I chilled out with the influencer stuff for a bit was because I had like friends and like people that I knew trying to get me to like promote their stuff. And I'm like, no, like, and that, you know, like especially NFT projects, bro, this one's different, like actual this, that. No, it's not. It's all the same thing. And like, you're my boy, and it's making me mad because all the blame will fall on my back, you know? So all these, I was like trying to explain that to people. I'm like, it's only a matter of time before your meme coins come crashing down, because also how that works, until the second that people stop buying that, the price is going down. And the thing is, there's no utility. So in order for people to keep buying that coin, you need to have some kid on TikTok every single month getting 10 million views on a video. The second
Yeah.
that stops happening, your coins are going to shit. And so, especially when I started seeing all these random other coins coming into the space, I gave it a crack with 102, lost all my money again, same thing.
Which
But it was
ones?
This coin like Moon went to zero.
Moon. Oh
Yeah,
God.
nah. I
Okay.
mean, it's in the name. So again, I didn't put a whole lot of money, and I put a disclaimer out there. I was like, I'm fully prepared for this to go to zero, and it went to zero. People are still mad, but I was like, I don't know what you. It's called Moon, and I said it. There's a good chance it goes to zero. So I don't know what to tell you. So I gave it a couple cracks, didn't work out, and so I was just like, I'm done with this. But the whole meme coin thing for me, and it's the same thing with NFTs. Like at the beginning, I was like, oh, it's not really a big deal, but like it honestly has to stop in order for this space to like go forward. Like it's crazy. Like it just doesn't give a great look at all, And I know we have like the Biden administration supposed to be rolling out some regulations like real soon. So like things like that, if we get shitty regulations, it's gonna be because of meme coins and all this random stuff. And I remember posting videos on TikTok being like, do not buy this shit. It's not real. And there was this one specific dude that created his own meme coin, a TikToker that had no idea what he was doing. He copy and pasted the code, said it. He named it Scam, like
Oh
Scam
wow.
Coin. And I was
Yeah.
like, don't buy this. He's like, oh, let me send you some. I was like, no, I don't want any of that. I
Yeah.
made a video and I was like, yo, if you guys buy this stuff, you're going to lose all your money. The responses that I got were actually like incredible. Like people wanted to take my head off. When I spoke badly
What?
about Shiba Inu, people were livid. And they were
Yeah.
just like, they were so confident that it was going up. And, fast forward now, everyone's like, oh, okay, like no more meme coins. Like TikTok, like as a whole has grown up. But like 6 months ago, like they were fully just like, oh no, it's all good. Like meme coins, and it was never going to end well. And that's like a lot of people are like, oh, we didn't have a blow off top. We didn't have a blow off top. That could have very well been the blow off top. You had these meme coins going berserk. Like you say, the market's evolved. The blow off top just might be in a different form. But yeah, that was absolutely crazy. And that was when TikTok even cracked down like on like their crypto guidelines and everything. And
Yes, I remember.
for me, like, I know there's no regulations and stuff on this market yet. And, you can legally, yes, you can go and talk about crypto. But I'm wondering to myself, especially like a lot of like the TikTokers and stuff that got paid to talk about stuff and it rugged to zero. Surely there's got to be legal counsel, like surely somewhere down the line, like you have to be held accountable. I don't know, like otherwise, like
I think some are, but only the celebrities. I know that I saw Kim Kardashian and some other celebrities are being sued for promoting ETH Max.
yep.
Is that what it was called?
Yep. Well, funny thing about ETH Max or ETH Maxi or something, I know exactly the
Something like
one you're
that.
talking
Yeah.
about. I saw it on a story and I was like, but I was so there's this house in Los Angeles. It's called, it's something house, like, but it's, so what they do is they have like a bunch of different kids come from startup companies and they'll do it once a month and they rotate like a new group of people once a month. And ultimately, like you live in this house together and you all like bounce ideas off of each other and help each other with your startups and shit. So like, it's cool. And I went there for one of their events, their one dinner, and I met this dude he starts talking to me and he's like, oh, like you're in a crypto, like, cause not many people were crypto there. It was mostly just like business, like orientated. Starts talking to me. He's like, oh, like, have you ever promoted coins? And I was like, no, not really, this and that. And he's like, oh, like, I'm the guy that sets them up. I was like, what do you mean? Like, I get talking to him, like, he doesn't want to give me his name or anything. We get further down the line and like, I'm not shy. So like, I straight up asked him, I was like, dude, you're a scammer? Like, he's like, no, but like, there was this one project, like Ethereum Max that I was in charge of. And he pretty much just said, yeah, that he rugged everyone. And like, this dude doesn't show his face or anything, but he gets like, they just get these Telegram group chats, he was telling me, get a bunch of people on it, get them to pay influencers, they'll pump it and then just rug it. I'm like,
Oh
dog, are
my
you not
God.
afraid of going to jail? He's like, no, not really. Like, you can't track it, this and that. It was honestly made me livid. I was just standing there and I
That's
was like,
crazy.
I want to sock you, but can't do that.
That is
Crazy.
crazy. Yeah, yeah. I know my brother was actually out in LA like a few months ago and he was telling me how they were all creating these new coins and pumping them to like hundreds of thousands and then just yeah,
I mean,
absolutely
it's
pulling the
every
rug.
single week. Like the amount of people that I have, like on just like in my DMs that will fall, like they first found me on TikTok and like they'll start, oh, bro, like love your videos, like they're so funny, this and that. Then a week later, oh, bro, like I have this NFT project. Like, can you promote it, this and that? And it's just like every single one of them, if it doesn't rug now, it's going to happen just because these people cannot keep up with these unrealistic roadmaps and expectations. Like, I don't know if you know about like the Nelk Boys and like their
No, who's
NFT.
the Nelk Boys?
So like they're like a big like YouTuber
Let me
group,
look
I
them up while we
guess.
speak.
Yeah, so like they kind of their main age group, I'd say, is a little bit younger than me. But they pretty much just launched an NFT project, and
Okay.
their NFT minted for 0.75 ETH, I believe. They sold
Point seven.
10,000, sold out instantly, and they made 23 million off the drop. And so their project, what they are saying is, with their utility, the whole drive towards it is they're going to build gyms and throw festivals, this and that. There's a shitload of red flags. For one, the contract was not verified, which is just bizarre. It's like, so
Okay.
that they put out a whole thing like, we're going to make sure we're doing this right, this and that. They announced the release of the NFT project, and then the mint was the very next day. So like there was that red flag. There's the one that I watched last night. I went and looked at all the wallets. The team was sweeping the floor, which is just, after the team initially dumped as it listed, they had Sam Pepper and their friends and family, which I don't know if you know, but Sam Pepper, he was behind like Save the Kids, which was a meme coin that rugged. Very well-known scammer in the space. So I don't know why, they would have him in there.
That's crazy.
And again, yeah, so it's like I like the Nelk Boys. I'm rooting for them. I'm not saying it's a
Yeah.
scam. I don't think, you can say it's a scam just yet because they are making all these big promises and stuff. Who knows? Maybe, I mean, with $23 million, you probably could pull it off. But
Yeah.
also, there's a lot of questions like to be answered. Like, for example, the majority of their fan base, I don't think is definitely not 21 years old. Therefore, they cannot go to these music festivals, to these clubs that are going to be 21 and up, So there's, I mean, that you have Lana Rhodes too, who dropped her like NFT collection, which I don't even know what that is to do with, but like you have all
Everyone
these
is.
people. Yeah, like it's just like they have same thing as Trump's missus. I forget her first name, but like
What's her name? Oh wow, now that's gone from my head.
Melania or Melania.
Thank you.
One,
Melania.
yeah, one of them.
Melania.
Like I saw that she had like a 99% royalty. I don't know if that was real, but I was just like
I don't know.
99% royalty on her NFTs. And I was like, how is this even a thing? And like you have her like tweeting about like Bitcoin and all this stuff now, but she just has some PR dude. Like they don't even know what's going on. So it's
Yeah.
for me like this market almost needs like a little bit of a flush. But just going back, like I'm same thing. Like I don't know if like Nelk Boys, like if that project fails, surely they're gonna have to deal with legal consequences. Like that's essentially, you could look at it. That's a $23 million raise. Like that
Yeah.
is like institutions taking that kind of money. So it's like they've gone and done that and promised all these big things. So we'll see how it happens. But yeah, the NFTs, and a lot of people are asking me right now, oh, how do I get into them, this and that. They've been popping for a little bit now. I don't know if I'd be getting in just yet. Again, like I don't own any apes or any punks or anything. I still believe that we go through a bear market, at least, like an NFT bear market. That's like the time to buy, when everyone's shitting themselves, no one wants to pick up. Like it can't go up forever, just like we've seen with Bitcoin. What goes up must come down.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm waiting for a confirmed bear market before I ape into basically everything. I'm totally ready for it. But I want to move on a little bit and talk about El Salvador because I know you have some thoughts there. So Nayib Bukele, like he is wild. His tweets are just insane. I read a tweet yesterday and there was like 3 lines and every line just shocked me as I kept going and I kept going. I was like, what am I reading? Is he gambling the country's money?
I think he's a lunatic because
Really?
he reminds me of myself. But here's the problem, I am not the president of a country. I'm a 21-year-old dropout who's still living near the university. So it's just like I see the things that he's doing, and one, we're no longer early in my opinion. When I gave my junior year of high school, that is, almost your last year of high school, second to last year. Like I was given presentations on Bitcoin in my classes and stuff whenever I got the opportunity,
Nice.
you know, to present whatever we wanted to. Everyone was looking at me like I was crazy. No one had heard of it. That was early. You know, now when my Uber driver's asking me about it and stuff, like that's no longer early. So you have the president of a nation, a not so wealthy nation, that's like loading up on Bitcoin that is, like you said, like you even like you said it yourself, you're waiting for a confirmed bear market.
Yeah.
He's just like loading up on, and I don't know like the first time he started buying, but it got to have been close to the top. He's definitely down overall. And you know, essentially for me, the way I'm looking at it is he's either going to be a hero or he's going to wipe El Salvador off the face of the earth. Because I mean, what if Biden comes in, you know, and he drops awful regulations and we do go down for a year or 2 years? Like, can El Salvador like hang on for like, you know what I mean? So it's like you have, just especially coming from South Africa, like I've seen like what these nations look like. You know, you can't really afford to just be holding. Like you know, I'm going to school and stuff. I can afford to put my portfolio away for 2 years and just not look at it. You know, I feel like the dude has not done his due diligence, like just doesn't know really like what he's doing essentially. I feel like he's one of us. Like he's the gen. Like he's just like
I
buying it.
know.
But I'm like, dog, you are the president of a country at the same time. And I hope it works out for him because that means it works out for me. You know, but
Do you think he's selling? Like, is he selling? 'Cause I think, didn't they buy around like 58, 60K?
that's
Maybe they
awful.
sold, but maybe they sold at 68K. I don't know. I don't know.
I have no idea. But I also think too, like it's a little concerning. Like I thought it was funny, like when you know he gave Moody's the middle finger, but
Yeah.
also same thing again. That's something that I would do as a college dropout. I don't know if I'd give Moody's the middle finger as the president of a country when they downgrade me, you know, because I'm doing I'm doing things out of the blue. Again, I'm a very big fan of going against the grain. So
Mm-hmm.
respect to him. You know, I'm struggling to sleep some nights, so I have no idea how this dude is going to bed. I just think that you know it's the first time we've ever really seen anything like it happen.
For
Um,
sure.
and I think a lot of it kind of depends on what happens. A lot of it short term is going to depend what happens with Biden and these regulations. And I know the U.S. the second that El Salvador made Bitcoin illegal, tender everything already. Like I forget what they did, but like they weren't fucking with it. You know they were not a
Yeah.
fan. So I'm very curious to see what happens. It's kind of like a tick. I think we'll have our answer pretty soon because again, like of a third world nation, you can't just keep buying the dip and it just not go up. It has to go up very shortly. I do love what they're doing though. Like I watched like the YouTube video on like the little town that they took like a few years ago, and
Yeah.
everything there's on crypto, the payments. They got the one ATM there. I think that's dope.
Yeah.
And if you could do that, on a larger scale, that would be cool. Again, I think that he could do what he's trying to do, but I would rather wait for a better time. Like this stuff's not going anywhere soon. Like NFTs, all this stuff, I think was still really early. Again, ETH 2.0 hasn't even come out yet. I just think that he could have timed it a little better,
Yeah.
Same
I
thing,
mean,
it's crazy.
yeah. No, go
Just
on, go
because
on.
just because like I'm sitting here and like I'm nervous and I'm just like trying to put myself, same thing as Michael Saylor. Like he's got to be an alcoholic at this point. Like there's no way that he's just sitting
You
there
don't
like,
think he's chill?
I mean, like, I think he is, but like at the same, like, I'm pretty chilled most of the time, but also like you always got that thought in the back of your head. And I'm also not buying billions on leverage. So like that's pretty incredible. I don't think, I just think no matter how good you are at this stuff, and I think it's something that people need to realize, like, unless once you've pulled your initial like money, the money that you need to take care of yourself, until you've done that, it's going to be stressful. And I feel like El Salvador certainly hasn't done that, especially like you say, if they got in at 58K. I mean, if they got in at 58K and sold 68, that's absolutely incredible. Then the president's a god, and he should open up, he should open up a KuCoin account on my referral link. But
Yeah.
I don't know, you know. At the same time, too, KSI went down $5 million this year, which I thought was incredible. I considered, 2021 to be free money. I thought that this was just, you know, everyone was making money. And when KSI retweeted that, I was just like, this is, just to show the importance of this. I hope, and I doubt that he'll do it, but I hope that, that the president of El Salvador will never get involved with leverage. But, you know, that's a scary that's a scary thing to do. I think at least, the way the president's going about it, just buy and hold, is the safest way that you could go about it. But yeah, I'm very interested to see the outcome. I think it'll be interesting for the history books for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I'm rooting for them. I really hope it works because I think that in terms of timing it, that would just be impossible. We just can't time the market. I mean, ideally now would be a great time to sort of announce that you're going to accept Bitcoin as legal tender, add it to your balance sheet and so on. But like all countries' reserves, but I don't know, you just can't time it. I'm really rooting for them. I hope, I hope it does work out. But just kind of moving forward, change the subject a little bit. In terms of your career, like what is the goal then at this point? Because you don't want a 9 to 5, you don't want a boss, you are growing on socials, you're obviously trading, well, swing trading. So what's the goal for you?
So the goal for me right now is I took a break from doing like YouTube and stuff. I used to do just like vlogs and like funny skits and just like random stuff. I stopped doing that for a while. And I'm actually gonna start that back up this week. I'm recording my first video. So I'm gonna do that. And that's honestly like one of my favorite things to do because it's kind of just like, you record you doing you. And you get paid to do so. So like the plan is to get back on that. I really want to start grinding YouTube. And again, so many people, like I think that if I can really commit, I get a good editor, a good videographer, like I can blow up because it's just all consistency and just posting. Like a lot of people just don't do it. You just have to do it. So the plan is definitely move forward with that. And then just continue honestly so what I've been doing with like, especially while the market's so volatile, like a lot of people are scared. But when you get these negative 30% dumps, prime example, Wu dumped all the way to like 49 cents or something. I checked this morning, it's already back up to 65 cents. So, you don't have to time it perfectly. But when some of like my favorite alts are down like 25, 30%, I will, load up with some spot and I'll just wait for a relief bounce, wait, 10, 15% anywhere there, sell it. And then that kind of keeps me busy. Because again, the hard part about this, with the investing is you can't touch it. You just buy it, you leave it. It's very boring. You can't do anything. So like the swing trading kind of keeps me active a little bit. TikTok, I don't know if we're going to go forward with that just because it's so much drama. And then maybe, I don't know, we'll see how far the bodybuilding goes. I'm curious, just like, again, being like a fat kid my whole life, like it's kind of cool, like to be doing this stuff.
You should do it. Yeah, keep it up.
Yeah, no, 100%. It's also kind of just to like show people like because I mean, I was obese. Like I was not in the best shape at all.
You should, I don't know if I haven't seen, but have you put a picture up on Twitter of what you were like before?
Yeah, it was ugly. It's somewhere up there. I'll drop another one.
You should do it again.
Yeah,
do it before and after.
Have you ever seen like the Michelin Man? Like the dude that advertised for the tire company? It looks like a giant marshmallow. That's
I'm
what
gonna
I
look him up
like.
really quickly. Wait. The Michelin Man? How do I spell that?
Oh, I have no idea.
Okay,
Michelin Man. But he's like a tire like a tire guy, one of
their like that.
Yeah, that's how I was looking.
Oh wow.
Yeah, not great.
Well, that's amazing. You should upload that. I want to see that.
No, 100%. So yeah, that's why I kind of wanted to start YouTube again and just like document it. Because people just like people don't understand like your mental health, like and physically, like that starts everything. And like you go even deeper into it, like talk about like foods and stuff, like the reason why, in my opinion, like the ultimate downfall, which like, and not a lot of people will get this, but like the ultimate downfall of society is going to be the food that we're eating. Since the 80s, male testosterone has dropped 1% like every single year. It's no longer men 20 years ago looked like men versus today you have these 25-year-olds on TikTok that look 16. It's because their testosterone is on the floor. And, when you got low testosterone, you're depressed, you're lazy. And a lot of this comes from like the food and shit that we're eating today. So it's like, you feel like shit. You're not going to be able to work. You're not going to be able to make money. You're not going to want to go out. You're not going to have the energy to talk to girls, guys, whatever it may be. So like, I think a lot of people overlook that, but it literally starts from like step one.
Yeah,
I
no,
know
you're
for me,
totally right.
yeah, like my trading, everything, like that's why I got back into the gym, like a month, 2 months ago, was because like I noticed that I didn't have as much energy. I wasn't watching the markets, wasn't doing as much research. And so like I find it crazy that in Canada, I saw that Maine on Twitter tweeted that their gyms have only just opened up like a week ago. Like that to me is insane because gyms are an essential business. Like it cures depression, if you're gonna hand out opioids and all this and that at the same time, like you have to allow people to go to the gym. Like that is my form. That is how I go. And like, it's not that I'm depressed, but it just makes you feel good, like you just like you ready to move on with your day. And it's like I notice if I don't work out, I don't feel as good. Like I don't feel like I've done anything. I haven't achieved anything,
Yeah, I'm totally with you. I think there's so much wrong society now. That's a podcast for another time. Low testosterone, the food, girls looking like guys, guys looking like girls. But yeah,
crazy. I don't know where we're going.
I
Again,
don't
like
know.
people like they really worry over this stuff. Like
Yeah.
for me, like I'm not too worried just because it's again the outcome's inevitable. There's nothing, no matter how hard I work for the rest of my life, no matter what position I get to, I'm not going to be able to do anything about this. Society's going to be society. It's going to do its thing. And like I see a lot of people complaining all the time. I'm like, yeah, if you hate it that much, just move off the grid. Go live on like a little farm and do your thing then. And then you can live by yourself and you see how you like it. But
I think the best thing to do is just make enough money so that you are independent and immune from whatever society is going through. And then surround yourself with like-minded people, because there are enough people who see the world in a similar way. So yeah,
100%.
we don't.
I feel like that number's growing too, especially
It
with like
is.
all the shit that's going on. Like,
Oh yeah.
I was never so much like, yo, like F the system, this and that. Like, I'm fully now, like, I'm not with it at all. Like, it's just like after all the shit, like, especially me moving to, the whole reason I moved here with my family originally 6 years ago was the corruption and all the shit that was
From
going
South
on in
Africa.
Africa. Yeah. And so, like, I was born in Zimbabwe, so like a little further up. Left Zimbabwe because it was going down the toilet. South Africa then started going down the toilet, came to the US, then realized that, see, the thing that upsets me about the US, like Africa, like they're so bad at hiding their corruption and stuff. What's happening. Like it's blatantly obvious. It's right there in your face. So like, if it makes sense, like you're not that upset, it's going to happen. So it's like, the outcome. It's like, bet, like, my taxes are going there, whatever. The US, I've learned, has far more corruption than Africa will ever have. The thing is, they are just better at hiding it, which is more painful to me. And, you don't need any further proof than looking at all the beautiful Democrats and Republicans that outperform the SPY. It's absolutely, it's incredible. So that to me was a big eye opener. I was just like, damn, everywhere's got its problems, and you kind of just, for me, like at least in the US, I'm safe, which is number one priority. South Africa is not that safe of a place. Johannesburg is like one of the most violent cities in the whole world.
That's crazy.
So that was one thing that I learned. But yeah, the US very good at hiding their corruption. And the one thing
wrapping it in patriotism, and we're here to save you.
I really like hate like how the US, it's just it's more, everything's become about politics. Like it's no longer about the truth at all. You got news channels fighting each other. Like it's crazy. You got full grown adults acting like little kids. And it's just like, it baffles my mind. I'm just like, you guys do you.
Well, I really appreciate you coming on. Your insight is really interesting. I loved everything that you had to say. I think you're so on the right path. I think you see the world in the correct way. So I'm super excited to see what you do. In the next few years. So where can people find you and follow you?
So you can find me on Twitter at Cousin Crypto, spelled with a 0 at the end. And then I have a podcast, Heinous Pumps, that I've just started in the last few weeks. Me and one of my boys, he's another student at Arizona State. So it's pretty cool. You know, you get to listen to two kids living during COVID and all this shit. So, you know, kind of get to see it from our eyes. And then Instagram, Josh Bryant. Be posting on YouTube too. JBiz Athletics. Going to be all over the place. 2022 is a year for social media for sure.
Amazing. Guys, definitely go follow Cousin Crypto. Some amazing insight there. Thank you so much for coming on. It's been great to have you.
Thank you so much for having me. I had an awesome time.
For sure. Guys, don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, and tune in for another great guest next week. We'll see you then.